let's talk about growth in people and how um, the difference between a man growing and a woman growing. Like when a woman has to wants to grow, and when you want your woman to progress, you have to praise her. You have to use praise to um, get her to want to move forward and to motivate her. However, when you want to motivate a man or like your friend, you have to challenge him. You have to use challenge to motivate him. Like for example, when you want to motivate a woman, you might suggest that she looks attractive in a certain way. Like maybe you find her. Maybe you say she looks really
You just
delicate
give.
or pretty.
I'm saying there is two type of motivation, and I have seen a lot of reels about those two types. There's a positive motivation and a negative motivation.
Mm.
Positive motivation when you praise someone and tell him how great he is and how fun he looks like. You are telling him good things and he appreciates. Thank you. I appreciate your praises, and that will help him work more, work harder. This is work for women very well, but for men, the negative motivation it will motivate us more.
Yes,
When you
yes,
tell
that's
your
right.
friend, like, bro, fuck your depression. You are fat as hell. Go to the gym,
Yeah,
get your fat ass inside the
that's
gym.
right.
All of this that make us more, yes. Because what we are looking as men, we are always looking for respect from our peers and from the society.
Mm,
So when you start to threaten him by you look fat, you are not in great shape, no one gonna respect you. This is fear of rejection from the society, make us work harder and harder.
I know what you mean. Yeah, it's like when we get the negative motivation, it's like challenging our status. And as men, status and respect is quite important for us. So if I call somebody fat, it's like almost disrespecting them and lowering their status below me. So that almost motivates them to be like, wait a minute, I'm not fat. I'll show you who the boss is. I'm the boss, right? It kind of motivates them through challenging
Yeah,
their status and stuff like that. I feel like,
because if you look out the differences between the women mentality and the men mentality, woman mentality it's a little bit of a herd mentality or a collaboration mentality. she she just wants someone to support her in her journey, wanted someone to go to the gym with her, motivate her inside the gym. But as the main mentality is a little bit of a challenging mentality, because the testosterone, you are telling him, "Kid, okay, you are fat, you will be nothing in life." So he take this as a personal insult and work harder and harder to prove you wrong.
mm,
That is the big difference in mentalities between both men and women. That's why
yeah,
women loves praises and compliments. Yeah.
because I guess, yeah, um, yeah, I feel like you're right. And I feel like women are a lot more fragile, and so I guess when they get motivated by praise, it works well for them compared to us, who like we're quite, I guess, durable, and we are, I guess, expendable. And so when we get motivated
Wh-
through challenge,
yeah, no,
yeah, we get motivated through challenge. It's like,
we are more challenging. We are more challenging, Ben, because of our testosterone. We
mm.
do not like, okay, baby, let's do it. Yeah, you are great. You are great. No, just tell me, kid, okay, you
Yeah.
are fat.
You see all these like little clips. If you ever end up going on Instagram, I don't usually have Instagram. I usually uninstall it and stuff. But sometimes I'll reinstall it, and if you ever go on it, you can see the contrast of like the girls who empower themselves and empower other girls by calling them beautiful and calling them important and precious.
Sisterhood. That's
Mm,
what they are. That is
become a froze
called
for a moment.
sisterhood. They are backing each other,
However,
supporting
we're
each
like,
other. Yeah.
I guess we have a brotherhood in which we challenge each other, but just lovingly. It's like we want each other to succeed as men, and so we go and we challenge each other. We just say, "Oh, you're a fat loser. Get up off the sofa playing video games and go
Yes.
work."
You know what, Ben? I remember Mike Tyson was on Joe Rogan podcast once.
Mm.
and he was talking to Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan was telling him كده, what motivates you, or back in days, what was motivating you the most to go train and run at 4 a.m. and and do all this hard stuff. He was just telling him because Cus Tomato, who was the trainer of Mike Tyson at this time, used to insult him if he came late to the train, and calling him, "You are a tomato can, you are nothing, you will never be a world champion," and that made Mike Tyson cry. And he was telling him, "You are fat. Every other champion gonna beat you in the ring. You ain't never gonna make it." That's all of this insult has fired the Mike Tyson testosterone. That what made him wake up at 4 a.m. and go running and do all this stuff. So it's all about our testosterone. We are more challenging than women. Women have this herd mentality. Okay, let's go together. Let's go, girl. We're gonna
Mm.
do it. We're gonna succeed. We're gonna do this and that. But as a man, no. You tell him, okay, if you didn't succeed, no one gonna respect you. No one,
Mm.
no
Yeah.
other girls will look at you.
And you'll have
Yes,
really low status as well because you'll have no respect,
yeah,
and you'll be
exactly, yeah.
losing all the time.
And that's why we are afraid. That's what we are afraid of. We are afraid of the rejection from society, because society doesn't care about us as men. They only respect us. The more valuable we are to the society, the more respect we will get. Other than that, no one gonna care about you.
Right. Yeah. I agree with that. I think you're right. I've got a quote. I've got a quote. I think that resembles this a lot from The Way of the Superior Man, the book. It says the masculine grows by challenge, but the feminine grows by praise. A man must be unabashed and expressed in his appreciation for his woman. Praise her freely. And I guess that just
Yeah,
translates into relationships. Like if you want to motivate your woman in a relationship, obviously you've got to praise her. But in comparison, if she wants to motivate you, she's got to, like, I guess, challenge you. I heard once uh Andrew Tate on a podcast, um he said that if a woman wants to
if you want
get
to get your husband,
yeah, to do
yeah, when they
something.
said if you want to get your husband away from gaming, yeah, and
Yeah.
instead of telling him كده, okay, you are this and that, okay, hey babe, I think you have more than that. You can do.
You have lots of
You are
potential.
more variable. Yes,
Yes.
exactly.
You can
And
show me
that's
so
what
many
make it now
things.
his own. Yeah,
Yes.
I remember this
Yeah.
quote.
Mm. Yeah. That's what he
Because
said, and that's some
and
good.
what you have referred to in the superior web the superior men book in this great quote that you have just said. He was talking about praising most of the time, and I heard that Andrew Tate talking about this too. He talked about that woman loves validation, because I think the most valuable asset at women is her beauty. You
Mm.
feel me? So as long as you are giving her validation, like how beautiful she is, and
Yes,
sometimes if you have
validation.
ever watched reels on Instagram, out of nowhere in the middle of your relationship with your girl, she will start losing confidence, and this time you have to give her more validation to make her more confident. You feel me?
Yes.
That's why they are motivated with praises. They like validation, and even you know what, in in the sexual world, or when there is type of relationship between men and women, men always give up their attention and validation to women. They go up to her, they told her how beautiful she is in order to get sex, to get a sex from her.
Mm.
That's the exchange that happen between men and women. You give her validation that she's looking for, how beautiful she is, and
Well,
and she is, if she,
I don't
go
think
go
it's
go.
just sex that we exchange. I think it's, I guess, we get the feminine benefits from her because obviously we don't have that. We don't
Yeah,
really have the femininity in our lives, and so if we give her attention and validation, then she'll exchange her feminine benefits, like when she's all sweet and cute and gets all excited. Like we like to see that as men because it's like not in our world. It's like in their kind of, it's like what they give to us in exchange for our attention and stuff. And I think also this is where women go wrong because women will go to, some women think the best way to go about getting validation from a man is going up to a nightclub and trying to sleep with him, like hookup
yeah.
culture. But
OnlyFans.
then it goes all wrong because that's not the best way to get a man's validation for herself.
Exactly.
Like you'd get a lot more meaning validation, a lot more meaning from having a proper relationship with the man rather than just sleeping with him and letting him
Yes.
sleep with you. Because I feel like when men sleep with women and they get the woman easily, then men lose a lot of respect for the woman from that.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Here's another quote from The Way of the Spearman. Um, to change topic, it says, "A man gets resentful and frustrated with his woman when he is too afraid, weak, or unskilled to penetrate her moods and tests into love." So, like when a woman goes through shit tests and moods, if you can't penetrate that into a way of loving or a way of, I guess, flirting or romance, then apparently it makes you weak or afraid, and it makes a man resentful and frustrated.
Yeah. You,
Um,
you, you have to,
yeah,
you have to be able to handle your her word situation. Because other than
I
that,
can't hear you.
she wants a man who can handle it.
So I think the whole point of intimacy, when you're in a relationship, is to serve one another in growth and love, and hopefully better ourselves inside of the relationship. Like for example, if your growth and love was served more by living alone, then what would be the point in engaging in an intimacy?
And
Hello?
yeah, I'm listening to you. You just interrupted a little bit. You freezed.
Okay. Um, so if your growth and love was served by living alone, then what would be the point in engaging in an intimacy? If you could progress and move forward on your own, then there'd be no point in engaging in a relationship with a woman. But obviously, that's not the case. Obviously, you have to get in a relationship to be able to grow, especially with like your romantic side, and I guess with your own development, your own personal development. You have to kind of get in a relationship with a woman to move forward with that. Do you have any experience with this or not?
Yes,
You do.
absolutely. We go in a relationship to get love from it. You can. Have you ever heard about this MGTOW movement?
Make a town movement.
Yeah, it's called. Have you do you ever know about Red Pill? MGTOW movement is a bunch of stupid assholes that say MGTOW movement is an abbreviation for men going on their own way,
Oh
which means
right.
okay, we're gonna be single. We're gonna be single. Every girl nowadays are just doing OnlyFans, or they are just a little bit of they are doing some whore type shit. So we
Yeah.
are not going to marry. We will go on our own way. See,
Mm.
and that's stupid, bro. You can't live without women.
Mm. Yes.
They will give you. Okay, and you have spoke about this earlier when you said about when you talked about the feminine energy. Feminine energy is feminine energy can heal your scar. You feel me? So you need women in your life. Okay, I don't agree with this MGTOW movement, and there is no point. Like, and I find another people say I can give myself love. I can love myself, bro. Just stop capping. If you can't get a girl, just say it. Don't say it. I'm gonna love myself. I don't leave love from
Yeah.
another woman. Don't cap. If
They're
if
just
if you if you
afraid.
can pull up girls, just yes, just admit it. That's the type of coping mechanism. Everyone instead of working on himself to be more valuable, so a girl would be interested in him. He just take it. Okay, these girls do not want me. By the way, I do not love them. I can love myself and I can live by myself. Bro,
Mm.
stop watching porn.
Yeah. I know what you mean. Yeah. It's so there's these guys who just um pretend like they don't even want girls just because they can't get girls, and they're like, oh shit, I'm gonna go my own way because
Exactly.
they can't even get girls anyway. I think.
Coping mechanism. They are coping.
Hmm?
And instead of admitting his failure and he's a low value man, he's just coping. I do not need girls.
Cope him,
Girls are
yeah.
bad.
It's just
Girls
to
and this and
cope.
that. And you know what, Ben? And if he was a girl, he wouldn't choose himself either. and
Yeah,
this is the problem.
yeah,
Exactly.
that's right.
He can ask him.
So like, yeah, so he can talk the talk, but like, he's not actually a valuable person himself. So why would a woman want to date him if he's no better than she is? Because if he's not
Yeah.
better than the woman, then he can't really help the woman to grow or improve, or he can't really teach anything to
Yes.
her. So it's not a
She
very
wouldn't.
valuable relationship.
She wouldn't. She wouldn't feel safe with him. Women
Mm,
always looking for the superior man. If you ask any woman, "Kida, what kind of a man you would like to have? I want my man to be taller than me, stronger
yeah.
than me, smarter
Mm.
than me, make more money than me." That's
She
the
wants
basic
protection and warmth.
hypergamy.
There's like
Exactly.
a primal desire
She
in a
do not
woman.
want. Yeah. She wants your relationship with her to be like a father and his daughter.
Mm,
That's the healthy relationship. You are the father, you are more experienced than her. But
yeah.
if the relationship turned out to be a mother and her son, you are the son, and
Mm.
she is your mother, and she's serving you. She will kick you out.
Yeah, I think
Why,
that's
if I am a girl,
uncomfortable for most guys. That kind of, I think that's
yes,
and for
why?
women, it's uncomfortable. Just that kind of relationship where it reverses from father and daughter to mother and son. Like, she's not your mum, is she? She's not
Yes.
gonna do your washing for you and take care of you like your mum does. That's
Oh,
not how the
she
relationship's
needs the
supposed to be.
protection. She needs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think one way I like to envision women is like they're almost like the embodiment of Mother Nature themselves in like a human form. And as a man, you wouldn't want Mother Nature to be damaged. You wouldn't want the beautiful sights and the peaceful, like the peaceful noises of nature and all the animals. You won't want that to be damaged. You won't want this ecosystem to be damaged. So obviously, if a woman is the embodiment of that, then you've got to protect her and you've got to provide for her and you've got to
Yes.
show her your love and affection.
And I like the way that you have described the woman as a nature, because exactly women are the nature. They are the one that gives the birth,
Mm,
and they are the one that make the generation continuous. Without women, كده, the whole generation would extend.
mm.
That's
Collapse.
why women. Yeah, exactly. That's why women life is more valuable than man life, because women give the birth.
Yeah, I'd agree.
So you have to protect her and work on yourself, work on your strengths, work on your finance to be able to provide and protect her. Because other than that, you can go just be homosexual
And
or forget about girls.
then
That's the
you have
reality,
no
man.
kids.
Because it's crazy. All these guys, and instead of working on themselves, they are just thinking, okay, no, man, why would I work myself if at the end of the day all the girls are whores or the girls are doing OnlyFans? No, bro, there are
Mm,
good girls out there, and these good girls wouldn't choose you, and if you are a good girl, you wouldn't choose you either, because
mm,
you are a low value and you can even talk. So whatever, and you know what, Ben? Since the dawn of human time, the successful men, the men who can provide and go out in the jungle and they can hunt and get some food to their tribe, they get they pass their genes and they reproduce and marry. Because women trust them. Okay, this man can provide. He can go out inside the jungle. He can take some rest. That's okay. You have to prove yourself. You have to earn the sex. You have to earn the woman. You have to earn the
mm.
marriage.
Because they're
You
competent
wouldn't kid.
and they're capable and
Exactly.
they have a
You have to prove your
capacity
competency.
for protection and love. And whether a guy who isn't capable, who's incompetent, that kind of guy isn't attracted to women. Women are attracted to competence because
Exactly.
they need to be protected because they're like more vulnerable than men.
And she's weaker than you.
Mm,
So she wants someone stronger than her to protect her. If she, okay, why would she? Why on earth would she get in a relationship with a man who's weaker than her, bro? She's not a bodyguard. Forget about it. Just go. Forget
yeah,
about relationships.
a line from The Way of the Superior Man is a line that I have kept in mind because I thought it was quite an interesting line. It says, "Our masculine thunderbolt can brighten her darkness in a way she can't do for herself."
Yeah, I
So
see.
like, so that I guess that encapsulates like what men provide for her, because she can't brighten her own darkness, because she can't protect herself. She can't provide for herself, but
Yes,
she can do things that
not
we
only
can't
this,
do.
when she has a problems, she want a man who can solve the problems and handle the situation very well. That's why the quote saying, "Okay, your masculine brightens her own darkness." Because at the end of the day, your value as a man correlated with your ability to solve a problem.
Mm,
That's why they love scars on men. Because this man is experienced. He went through a lot of shit. He can handle things. He just experienced something about life. He can solve problems. You feel me?
mm. Yeah, I don't understand what you mean. Yeah, I guess that's just another sign of competence, is that he can understand problems and solve them. But I guess some women sometimes also don't even want us to solve their own problems for them, because they kind of want to be able to, because if we're always solving their problems for them, then they'll never learn to solve a problem on their own. And that's why I feel like some women just want to be listened to and they just want to be heard, instead of, you know, I guess just ignored. Like sometimes, if you're in a relationship with a woman and she's just talking and you're always constantly trying to solve her problem, even though she doesn't even know what it is yet, I guess if you listen to her, she can kind of figure out in her mind while she's talking to you what her own problem is, so that you can both find a a diagnosis
Solution.
of the problem, and then you can both, yeah, and then you can use your masculine decisiveness to help her choose a solution for the problem, because obviously women are quite
Yes, I
indecisive.
agree.
They don't like to choose things, do they? And that's quite a good segue to for this one here. So a man abandons responsibility by expecting that his woman will always make her own decisions and then be accountable for the results.
Again, I can't. No, no, say it again.
A man abandons responsibility by expecting that his woman will always make her own decisions and then be accountable for the results.
No, most of them they want to make decision, and they will ask you. They will ask you to bear the responsibility for her or the consequences of her decisions.
Yeah.
So no, that's
Um.
why it's so important to. That's why it's so important to let your girls tells you about her decision, because most of the time, if she choose a bad decision and there are bad consequences coming after this bad decision that she made, she will ask you to handle these bad consequences. So if you're gonna handle these bad consequences one way or another, so just at least inform me or consult me from taking this decision. You feel me? If at the end of the day I will be the one who's gonna pay the price. At least you tell me about the things that you're gonna buy. You feel me?
Right. Yeah. Because you're going to fall responsible for any decisions that she makes. So obviously
Exactly.
you've got to step in
So
and be accountable for partially accountable for her and her actions by I guess helping her make decisions. People love talking about themselves, right? So when you're out talking with a girl you like, she should pretty much be doing half of the talking whenever you're talking to her. Like if you go up to a girl and you're on a date or something, I feel like um if you want to make sure you're down the right path when you're with a feminine woman, she should be talking about the majority of the time, like half the time that you're um more than 50% of the time when you're having a conversation with her, because I feel like that's how you can tell that a woman's really engaged in a conversation with you. So when you talk to her, your conversation, your whatever you're saying to her should last about, I think, half as long as your conversation with her. So like if she's telling you about her day, then when you tell her about your day, it should be at half of that, or it should be even less than that. Because I feel like that's just how
there is
men and women work.
There is a two type of conversation, Ben. It depends. If you are on a date with her in just a restaurant, you have to let her talk most of the time. Because first of all, people love talking about themselves, as you said before.
Mm,
When every time, if you are a good listener anyway, not just with the girls, but with men, with anyone, if you are a good listener and you let them speak, let them express themselves, people will be addicted to you. Because Ben, in our world nowadays, we have social media and everyone now is interrupted. Everyone is looking to the other person. No one has time for themselves. So if they can find time for themselves to speak about themselves, to speak about their goals with you, and you are the one who's listening to them, they will start like feeling, okay, in this messed up world, they find themselves when you are with you, so they become a little bit addicted to you. You feel me?
yeah, because when you genuinely listen to them and you take into what they're
Yes,
saying into account, and you show that by like questioning, asking important questions and interesting questions to them about what they
exact.
do,
Uh-huh.
they start
And
to
your
get
body
more
language.
addicted.
Now, because when they are alone, when they are at their home, they are watching, using social media, watching other people's lives. They don't free a little bit time for themselves to
Mm,
speak with themselves. You
yeah.
feel me? So now when they come towards you and you are listening to them, speaking about their goals, speaking about their achievements, or whatever, they start a little bit feeling they can find themselves when they are with you. So they become
Mm.
a little bit addicted to you.
So
So
it's
it's not about
almost,
the girls only.
yeah.
Most of the time, you have to let the people in front of you talk.
So it's almost like a
And
manipulative tactic, but like it's a positive, like a manipulation. Like you're doing it for everyone's benefit. Like everyone's getting an advantage from you, almost taking a manipulative route to talk to people.
yes, and not only this, and if you do this with women, first of all, as I told you, she will start feeling comfortable and find herself with you. And second, she will feel that you are a little bit mysterious, and this will make her more attracted to you. Because when you talk about yourself a little bit, now you are a little bit mysterious, and now she talked a lot. She find herself with you, and she was happy that she talked about herself with you. And you talked a little, and you are a good listener, so you didn't talk a lot about yourself. Now you are a little bit mysterious, so this will build more attraction between you and her.
Right.
And
Okay.
it depends.
I'd agree.
If you are on a if you are on a date with her in a restaurant, you have to let her talk most of the time and collect information about her. But if you are talking just with her on WhatsApp or whatever, I don't think there is a point of talking too much on WhatsApp, because if you talk too much on WhatsApp with her before going on a date, you have left nothing to take on to talk on a date.
Yeah.
You
You want
understand
to
me?
make it scarce. You kind of just want to invite her out on WhatsApp, and then you don't want to talk too
Yes,
much on there, and you want to talk in person because it's a lot more connecting and it's a lot
exactly.
more genuine.
Don't expose yourself and consume all the information on an online token. Just
Mm,
go and experience. Each one of you has to experience the other in real life, in a restaurant, face to face.
yeah. Mm, that makes sense. Um. All right. So I reckon, like, if let's say you're on a date with a woman, if she stops talking, I feel like the main thing you should talk about as a man is like your purpose and your goals, because that's something that could be inspiring to her, or and it shows you have ambition and that you're striving towards something, and that would also like show off to her that you're a capable person, because women are attracted to capability and competence. So if um, if you can show off that you
I
are competent.
No, I don't think talking about your ambitions in front of her, I don't think if she would be interested too much about talking about your ambition. You can show her your competency and your effectiveness by already working. When you have a schedule, she tell you, okay, babe, I want to talk to you at 4 a.m. No, babe, I have to go to the gym at this time. When she have a busy schedule, now she will say, okay, I like, although he didn't make a lot of time for me, but I respect the fact is that he has something going on in his life.
Right.
So you don't have to talk too much about ambition. Just show her,
Just
show
show
her
by
that you
taking
have an
action.
exact exactly. Let your action speaks.
Right. Okay. Do you think it's true that when women are like try and shut you down after a win, like if they try and pull you back down after you've had like a big win. Let's say you've had a big win in business, and they try and drag you down and make you feel bad about it. You think that's like a shit test to make sure that when they feel bad, they don't dictate your emotions as a man, so they can't pull you in
That
different directions with their emotions.
have have you ever experienced something like that in your relationship, Ben?
I'd say so. Yeah, I'd say like when
Okay, oh, tell me or tell us what happened exactly.
I feel like I guess sometimes in person or when I'm on a date or when I'm on a call with a girl, she'll um try and pull me in certain directions by saying things and try and shit test me by say mm, maybe she'll call me a prick, or maybe she'll ask me a question like oh, you must message every girl this all the time, you must talk to every girl ever. And then you have to be like, no, and you kind of have to like say, you have to be playful with it so that she doesn't think you're going to get angry at her for asking this question. So like um let's say she says, "Oh, you say this to all the girls. You say this to everyone." You just be like, "No. You're the first girl I've ever spoken to in my life, ever. You're the only girl I know in my entire life that I've ever spoken to." And
Yeah,
she'll be like, she'll either like play along with that, or she'll be like, "No, you're lying to me," and that kind of stuff.
yeah. Bro, it is weird as hell that around the whole world, the girls are the same. Girls in the Middle East are the same as girls in the England, bro. They use the same thing. Even in my country, if I compliment any girl, I just okay, you are beautiful. Men3em, how many other girls you have told her that she's beautiful? Bro, they have the same fucking. Oh my god.
Yeah.
But anyway, you are right. When she started shit test to you, as you said, she wants to see if you are resilient or not, if you
Mm,
can control your emotion or not, if anyone can manipulate your emotion and make you angry so easily or not.
mm.
So when a man
Because
with a
if you're
firm
if
has a firm, oh fuck, start interrupting again.
I know. You've come back now.
Yes, okay, okay.
You think I'll go in and have a look at what was just recorded? It's still recording actually. I'll stop it.